Ayo. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great morning, great day, wherever you are. PC Monk here with a Bitcoin video. Disclaimer, the content of this channel is for educational purpose only and does not constitute financial advice. So please keep that in mind. No financial advice. Now, with that being said, guys, yesterday, first thing I want to show you guys is TRB before we even jump into Bitcoin. So this descending wedge is playing perfectly. So you either open the short, open a long here, or you could open a long right here where we are performing the retest. But I'm waiting for a long again over here. If it hits it one more time to push it back up, and I actually opened a little bit over here just to maybe whatever. But now let's jump into maybe we want to push it up from there. Let's jump into Bitcoin. Let's jump into our first this one. So yesterday I mentioned that this is a clear rising wedge, which is usually to the downside, and I was right. And we essentially went to the downside, and then after that we did another rising wedge. This is too small for me to draw, at least on 1 hour. Maybe we could see it on the lower time frame right here. Okay, right here I could do this, and I could do something like this. Yeah, will work. This will work. Yep. This, we call this the debate to the upside. Came back down, retest the support. Last time touches the resistance. And after that, it came back down. It tries to go up, it fails. And this is how it happens. So a beautiful rising wedge, which the resistance was the support, which turned into resistance after it lost it right here. Came back down and retested this one. Hold it here, which is 27.2, and then it's right now going up. Now, right now, what Bitcoin did after the dump, we dumped around this trend line. Well, this trend line was initially around here, 26.9, as we, moved to the left, to the right side. Well, the trend line, moved a little bit up and down, but nonetheless, we hit the trend line first. We went up, then we came back and performed a liquidity grab over that trend line. Probably a lot of longs around here. Uh, Usually, guys, this is my take of the Asian market. When we dump on the Asian market, we usually retrace it back on the London and even higher on the New York market. But like I said, we really expect more dump due to the new war. And like if you just read the headlines right now, like the gas price in the UK just surged up because of a damage pipeline to, I don't know, some Finland gas, I don't know. But like, because I just read the headlines. But nonetheless, guys, what I want to say is right now there's two possibilities. First possibility is we, like I said, we just retrace it up and then we continue up. Now, before I say that, I want to take a look at the liquidity. And before I take a look at the liquidity, I want to take a look at Dixie. Let's take a look at Dixie. Dixie has 105,787. This is where Dixie is right now. It's just, oh, this is a 5-minute chart. I'm like, why is it like this? All right. So from here, it made a higher high, dropped, never reached that high. It made a new extreme literally around here. They respected this, and then it came back all the way down. Obviously, we are aiming for that 104,232, and with the Dixie just doing something like this, could see another leg down for Dixie, and if that happened, everything will pop. Now, nonetheless, guys, SPX. This is SPX. This is SPX. Yeah. So SPX yesterday didn't do much after the pump right here. A little bit of pump, a little bit of dump, kind of like an indecision after the 3 days of how do you say, the 3 days of a weekend. We have like maybe a couple of days of indecisions, and then the price finally makes it move to whatever side it wants. But keep in mind, right now we do have to clear this gap. We have to fill the gap, and after that we could come up and fill this gap. This gap has to be filled probably. Obviously, there are one more gap, which is this gap, which we usually call this like the mark of the top, something like that, or the breakaway gap. I don't know what you want to call it. I just call this like a gap that shows, if it doesn't fill, that shows that we're probably gonna go down, and it did show that we couldn't fill it, and then we, went down and even more down. So with that being said, guys, right now, if today SPX starts to come up, fill this gap, and even aim for this one, let me just throw this trend line all the way here, or even aim for this one, then we are in a ride to the upside. And I don't think the second war has been priced in yet. As you guys could see, ES1 obviously it's delayed, but look at the price and look at the movement. So we are at 43.93, right? So we are way above this right now, way above where we are with the SPX, right? SPX is right around here. We are right around 4393. 4393. We are right around here. So we could say we filled the gap. So today we probably could start a little bit higher, come back down, fill the gap, and continue to go higher. Now, that being said, let's take a look at the NQ. NQ's doing the same. NQ's going up. We've talked about it right here. It could go up, and it is going up. I wanted to talk about more, but let's just move on to our own crypto analysis instead of the stock market. Um, I'll talk about this chart later. So right now, what do we see? We see a possible move to the upside on the Bitcoin now. Bitcoin yet has to prove it to us, and it has to show that on the price action, first of all, it has to show that it wants it. So how it shows it? It shows it by pushing it up, and I'm talking about the 1 hour candlesticks. All right, let's not go into small candles, and it has to push it up and regain this a structure, or make actually a new structure. All right, so go up, break this structure to the upside, and then consolidate here, maybe, and then after this make another leg up around 28.1. So we need to break this, and this is structure. Obviously this is like a very mini structure type of thing, but this one is a big rising wedge, and it shows that there is some liquidity, probably some sell side that's going to defend it. So if we want to come up, we essentially have to break this one, this candle, which is 27.8. If we take down the 27.8, then there's hope for higher prices today. If we don't, then we obviously probably gonna, come here and then come back and then continue our dump to further down, probably around 26K. So on the 4 hour is essentially worth looking at it. As you can see right now, we broke this with this trend line, we broke this, right? And we came a little bit lower. We came into this zone, and this is a big liquidity right over here, as you guys could see. All these buys that happening, the consolidation here. If this holds, then we could go up, and we could go up for a little bit. We could, just have and it's like I said, just pump it back and then come back down, and the pump will stop around 27.5. I think doesn't matter where we want to go if the momentum is not that much hard, or not that much strong rather than hard. We could stop at 27.5, and 27.5 makes it like a 50-50%, because if you take a look at here, this kind of looks like the equilibrium, right, where a lot of up and downs happen, again up and downs happen. So here probably some more consolidation. Now let's take a look at the funding rate. The funding rate on Bitcoin is very bullish. I mean, it's very, not very, but it's kind of positive, okay? And the lowest funding rate right now is on Bybit Rick, which I don't even know what that coin is. Okay. So to the downside, around 25.9, we have only 235 million. All right, and the 100x leverages, as you guys, let me just turn off these two. All right, so to the downside, we really don't have much 100x. If I just take this one out, you see there's not much. And if I put the 15, we could stop around 26.5, which is only around 160, right? Now to the upside, however, it's 429. Now if I come down and take a look at this chart, which is the multiple exchange, to the upside and to 28.8 or 20, let's just say 28.2 is 1.23 billion to 27.4, or let's say, you guys could see right here, right, from 27.4 to 27.5, something is empty. So if essentially we break this 27.4 right here, we could just spike up all the way to take down this liquidity. This liquidity is huge, so I think when we reach around 28K, 27.8, essentially where I said 27.8, I think that would be it. So, and that should mark that the liquidity has been taken at least, because like I said, the liquidity doesn't really show if the position is still open. And the heat map is 3 days on the Binance. Let's take a look at it. So to the upside, full of liquidity, and to the downside, we had a spread over here, if you guys remember, and this spread is completely gone. But to the upside, we have a spread here, a little bit of spread here, and a couple of clusters here. And this is a 3 day. So if you take a look at it on the 24 hours, we could see it a little bit more zoomed in, and then the 12 hours, which shows us big clusters. So we do have a little bit lying around here on the 24 hours, okay, which is essentially probably to 32.14. That is this area 26.8, which we could essentially touch it still and then go up, or to the upside, which we have right here. Again, another 13 million. And a little bit higher, we do see some spread. Let's zoom in a little bit more, and then we'll see in the next 12 hours what we have. So in the next 12 hours, or not the next 12 hours, in the 12 hours range, we have a little bit again at that 26.8. It shows it there, and a little bit here. And this cluster is like a interesting one, and it's at 27.6. We'll have to see, guys. We'll have to see. Right now, I see a lot of indecisioning in the market, to be honest. We go down, and I mean, yesterday, let me put it this way. Yesterday, when we wanted to go down, it was very wicky, right? You see, so I opened a couple of shorts, but all of them got stopped out, unfortunately, around here. And I was not at my desk, so I put a very small stop loss. Probably Bitcoin noticed that and just kept clearing all those small stop losses, and then it made its move to the downside. Now, here's two things that I want to say. First of all, we didn't really see any buy side coming into place and push this to the upside. So that's one. And the second, right now, since we are, let me just put it, and this was the 4 hour, by the way. The 1 hour shows a little bit of buy side coming in, but then that gets, sold too. And then after that, we see a green candle right now and a red candle, the 1 hour red candle, the last, and it's trying to hold the upper body of this green candle. If it does, then that's better than just completely come down and fill this body once again. But we don't see that much buys coming in right now, so we'll have to see that. Is it gonna hold here? Is the London, what's London's doing? Because London, even yesterday, I'm pretty sure London dropped it a little bit more. I don't remember, like I said yesterday, I was not at my desk when the market and everything was doing its stuff, and I had a couple of big shorts, and they all got stopped out. So that being said, right now we have to take a look at the big picture, and the big picture tells us that we're not looking that good. Okay, the liquidity tells us, yep, there's some liquidity around here, we should take it, but that could be the market makers liquidity, or the big players liquidity. And we have all these names for these people. So yeah, and there's this line, and I'm pretty sure this line is coming from this area. Yep, from this area. So this trend line looks kind of valid to me. And once we lose 26.5, we could essentially retest this area, which is 25.9. And if that fails, then say hello to this link, this one. So this one back over here was 25.23, and right now is 25.5. So will this hold, or we continue to touch that 25.1? That's a myth right now. Okay, so um, like I said, the war price is not, the war stuff has not yet priced into the market. So we should be very cautious with the market until we see a major move happening to any side. If it's to the upside, I would be like, okay, a major move to the upside to make another major move to the downside, or just go a little bit higher and get that 30K as we discussed earlier. Now, with that being said, I'll show you guys the liquidity and everything, and let's just jump into this chart. So I've made a little bit of adjustment, and I've to take a look at it around here, and so right here we do have another volume imbalance, as you guys can see. And this is a buy side liquidity right here, and we'll see if we hold this, if it dumps back down. So the adjustment happened around here, right? So we had this volume imbalance, which Bitcoin literally came into it. All right, came into it with a lot of sells, and then the sells made its own imbalance. So from here, maybe until here, it was like buy side liquidity volume imbalance, and from here, it could be a sell side volume imbalance. Okay, but then right now we came back to it, and the imbalancing stuff is all gone, and like because there's buyers and sellers, and we are consolidating around here. So that means there are enough buyers and sellers to, make the volume balance be gone. And if there was any leftover orders, probably it's been filled by now, right? So with that being said, then underneath it, as you guys could see, we had this pattern, well, not a pattern. We could say this looks like a pennant, but something like this. I'm not gonna draw it, but something like a pennant. These pennants or any symmetrical triangle, it shows that there's like a lot of liquidity around that area. And the reason is because you're consolidating there. So when you consolidate at a place, that means there's a lot of money flow happening on that place. So when we come to that place, the next time, there's a hope that place could hold the price. Doesn't matter if it's to the upside and we hit like, we hit something like this, then we hope that the price holds stops here. If we hit something like this, then we hope that the price holds here, if that makes sense. So right now the price is holding here, and we could say this could be a bearish retest, and after 2 hours and 20 minutes, or this could be a bearish retest right here, and after this 20 minutes we just continue down towards maybe this area 26.8, or even we come all the way down to our volume imbalance that I marked it over here, which is around 26.6 to 26.5. But the liquidity wise, if we come to 26.6 to 26.5, as you guys can see, there's a gap over here. So if we take this liquidity, we could just jump all the way back here to around the 26K flat, or even maybe we hold it at 26.5. But the main point is, if we take this liquidity, which I think this liquidity is right now holding the price up, all right? So if we take this liquidity, and keep in mind, when I say take this liquidity, I think that the liquidity, like the trades or the position are still open, okay? If we take this, I don't think Bitcoin could hold the rest of this, and it would be a bloody write down. So that's why I think maybe we just hold it here and then continue up. And that was liquidity based. And with that being said, guys, if we want to go to the upside, right now this actually looks very good for a short squeeze all the way around here, 28K flat. And if we want to do that, we essentially have to regain this liquidity. Okay, and which this liquidity is essentially right now it turned into a sell side liquidity. Give me a second. But right here, um, so as you guys can see, this is a sell side liquidity volume imbalance, and we have to first take this out. If we take this out, then there's this sell side liquidity. Again, this is a volume imbalance too, but not as, maybe I should take that back. This is not a volume imbalance since we waked into it and then came back. All right, and the last but not least, there's this one. If I think, we could see a wick around here, and if we hold it here, then we might find our support around 27.7. And if that happened, if we find the support around 27.7, we could push it higher and hope for a higher price around this area. But without that, I don't know really if Bitcoin wants to, see the higher side or, upper side again. And that's it, guys. Hope you're having a great day. I think today, like I said yesterday, we're gonna go down, but I think today we're gonna pick it back up and probably go for 28K flat and short squeeze, or even go higher since SPX went higher, and I think Bitcoin is behind SPX, or SPX should start to dump like Bitcoin. We don't really know, but we'll have to see. But Dixie is dropping. Keep that in mind. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. Sorry for this 20 minutes, guys. I'll try to cut it into half next time. Bye bye.